Good evening. Welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, February 26, 2025. We are broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we begin playing, here are our rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 45955. One ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3, the blackout and 52 numbers. When bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Each bingo game will be closed when bingo has been declared and verified by calling the number displayed on the screen. The phone lines are open to receive calls, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive calls. At least one phone line has been available for 2.5 minutes, and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Final win confirmation occurs when the winners submit their date stamp sheet containing the winning card to NACTV. In the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday. You can check the NACTV website or call the office for confirmation of the game or games to be played. Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards. Tonight it's blue. Game 2, the X game, has a prize amount of $150. Game 3, which continues from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for $100 consolation prize. If Game 3 is won with the tuning ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive the accumulated tuning pot plus the blackout or consolation prize. Jackpots for Games 1 and 3 accumulate by 50 cents per package sold. When a jackpot is won, the pot will increase from the minimum amount when accumulated sales reach that value from 0. The tuning pot accumulates by $1 per package sold. When it is won, it starts at 0. Prizes must be claimed and checks cashed within 6 months from the bingo play date. A list of the bingo numbers called can be obtained from the NACTV office. That's our rules for tonight. Good luck to everyone, and let's play bingo. Okay, the first number out, which is also your tuning number for Game 3, is 067. Under the 067, that is your tuning number. That is also the first number on our gold colored cards tonight, 067. You can rip those up. Under the N36, N36. Under the N44, N44. Under the 074, 074. Under the G57, G57. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the N34, N34. Under the G56, G56. Under the B5, B5. Under the O64, O64. Under the G53, G53. Under the I30, I30. Under the B12, B12. Under the B14, B14. Under the G52, G52. Under the O68, O68. Under the N41, N41. Under the I24, I24. Under the N43, N43. Under the I19, I19. Under the G48, G48. Under the G55, G55. Under the G60, G60. Under the B2, B2. Under the O73, O73. Under the G47, G47. Under the N38, N38. Under the G49, G49. Under the G51, G51. Under the N35, N35. Under the O61, O61. Under the B8, B8. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the O65, O65. Under the N42, N42. Under the N32, N32. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the O63, O63. Under the N31, N31. Under the N45, N45. Under the B9, B9. Under the G58, G58. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the O-72, O-72. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the O-71, O-71. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the B6, B6. Under the G50, G50. And that is your 50th number. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls, 204-476-2639. See if anybody can win that jackpot of $20,962. A couple of announcements. Here in Nipawin, the United Anglican Church is having the Shrove Tuesday Pancakes and Sausages on March 4th. That's the Tuesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a pancake brunch and it's $10. Vigo's Kitchenette in Gladstone will be selling bingo packages. They'll be available this Saturday for next week's game of March 5th. And we encourage everyone to maybe get a friend to play with them. As we depend on bingo sales for our operating expenses here at the station, it really does help us a lot when people are playing bingo. So if you have a friend you think might like it, feel free to introduce them to it. We appreciate everybody that's playing. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. Still on your gold-colored cards, looking for a blackout. Next number out is under the 069. 069. Under the B3, B3. Under the N37, N37. Under the I16, I16. Under the I20, I20. Under the B7, B7. Under the I26, I26. Under the I25, I25. Under the B4, B4. Under the B10, B10. Under the O70, O70. And we have a caller. So we're not calling that number until we verify that somebody's got a bingo.
Really? Okay. Okay, and which number did you bingo on?
Okay, valid bingo on 070. We do have one phone line open. We have a valid bingo on 070, which is your last number called because it's blinking up there.
Okay, so can you give me your name, please?
Last number called 070. And we do have one phone line open to receive your calls. No, we don't. Somebody else is calling in.
What is the number in the middle of your card? 6523.
And another valid bingo on 070. We now have two winners on 070, which means our phone lines are now busy. So two winners on 070. Two winners on 070.
What is your name?
And we'll be moving on to our blue colored cards after this game. And we'll be playing 2 games on them. The first game will be the letter X for a prize of $150. Then we carry on those blue colored cards looking for a blackout. And in 52 numbers, the jackpot's at 11,219. And in that game 3, the toonie pot, if you bingo on 067, will be $12,603. And we sold 119 packages last week.
All right. BACQ. Okay. Well, I'm glad you played with us. Thank you very much. I wonder where to put that.
And announcements again. There's that pancake brunch here in Nipawt, the United Anglican Church on 475 Mountain Avenue. It's for the Shrove Tuesday, so it's pancakes and sausages. It will be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for $10. And we now have both phone lines open again. Both phone lines are open.
Right there. Yeah.
And Vigo's Kitchenette in Gladstone has agreed to sell the bingo packages for NACTV, and they will have some available for next week's game by Saturday. This Saturday they'll have some bingo packages for sale at Vigo's Kitchenette in Gladstone for the March 5th game. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we will be moving on to the blue colored cards. So our winner on the Bonanza Consolation. Winners were Val Lee Batillier of Nipawat, purchasing the winning card at Harris Pharmacy, and Lori Bach of Burnie, purchasing the winning card at Harris Pharmacy. Congratulations to Val and Lori. Okay, our letter X game is there on the board. I'll just get the balls all back in the hopper. And here we go. Letter X, what you're looking for a prize of $150. You are now on your blue colored cards. The first number out is under the 075. 075. Under the G, 54. G54. Under the O64. O64. Under the B1, B1. Under the B3, B3. Under the N, 34. N, 34. Under the G, 50. G, 50. Under the O, 65. O, 65. Under the G, 60. G, 60. Under the N, 37. N, 37. Under the O, 68. O, 68. Under the B4, B4. Under the G59, G59. Under the O63, O63. Under the G52, G52. Under the N45, N45. Under the B7, B7. Under the N40, N40. Under the G58, G58. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the G57, G57. Under the N43, N43. Under the G56, G56. Under the O70, O70. Under the N41, N41. Under the G53, G53. Under the B8, B8. Under the G48, G48. Under the B15, B15. Under the I-29, I-29. Under the O66, O66. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the O71, O71. Under the G46, G46. Under the B12, B12. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the B5, B5. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the B10, B10. Under the N42, N42. Under the O72, O72. Under the O61, O61. Oh, we've got a caller. So we'll pause here. This is for the letter X.
Okay, what's the number in the center?
And we've got one phone line open to receive your calls.
You'll see a small number in the center of the card. 5175.
Five what?
5175. Okay, so did you just take a number last number?
And what was the number before 061?
Oh, right there. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, take the information.
B10.
072 and 42 B10. Yes,
How many numbers back?
4 numbers back. B10, valid bingo on B10, 4 numbers back. Valid bingo B10, 4 numbers back. B10 is a valid bingo, 4 numbers back.
Okay. Somebody
Okay,
just
do you want to
called
do that
and
again a
they
little
bingo
bit slower?
on B10, which is 4 numbers back. Okay.
We had a valid bingo on B10, 4 numbers back. The tuning number of 067 has not been called though. So that's a possibility that somebody could win that pot in game 3.
Give me your phone number.
And that pot's gain is at $12,603.
Where did you purchase it?
We do have one phone line open to receive your calls.
Sounds pretty good.
No.
No? Okay, I think we did the whole thing then. Sir, thank you very much for playing. All right, bye-bye.
Bingo on 061 is set.
Both phone lines are now available to receive your calls. We have both phone lines available.
Safe to say that
Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And we'll be moving on to our game 3. But first, our winner in the Big X was Horach Oman of Brandon, purchasing the cards at the Brandon Superstore Lottery Kiosk. Congratulations to Horach. Okay, we need to change the pot here. And I'm sorry for mispronunciation. I know probably not pronouncing that name right. Okay. For a black on 52 numbers or less, we're looking at a pot of $11,219. Your next number out is under the B2. B2. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the G51, G51. Under the B14, B14. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O62, O62. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the B13, B13. Under the N44, N44. And that is your 50th number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes, see if anybody can claim that jackpot of $11,219. Both phone lines are open, 204-476-2639, and our tuning number, 067, has not been called yet, so still a possibility to win some money on that one. And that pot's at $12,603. I'd like to thank everybody for playing along. We really appreciate your patronage. And if you have a friend or you'd like to introduce somebody to bingo, that would certainly help us with our operating expenses. And next Tuesday, there's a pancake brunch here at the Nipwa United Anglican Church for Shrove Tuesday. They'll be serving pancakes and sausages from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's $10. Vigo's Kitchenette in Gladstone will have bingo packages available for next week's game, March 5th. On Saturday they'll be available, and Sunday, Monday, whatever. Up until the game, the Tuesday, but they won't be available until the Saturday for that March 5th game in Gladstone at Vigo's Kitchenette. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed. that's not right. Okay, there we go. Had a, I don't know. Got confused there for a moment. Okay, we are on the consolation game 3 for $100. Still looking for a blackout. The next number out is under the I-28. I-28. Under the I-16, I-16, and we have a caller. See if we have a winner. Is this with the game? No? No, okay, never mind. We're continuing. Okay, under the N32. N32. Under the N39. N39. Under the O67. O67. That is your tuning number 067. Under the G55. G55. Under the N35. N35. Under the I-22. I-22. And we have a caller. Let's see if we have a winner on this one. I didn't hear that.
5652.
5652. Okay, valid bingo on I-22. Valid bingo on I-22
Okay,
in 60 numbers. So none of our pots went tonight. And we do have one other phone line open to receive your calls if anybody else has bingoed on the... What was the number that was bingoed on? Oh, wait, whatever our last number called. What was the number that it was bingoed on?
The last one.
Yeah.
I-22.
I-22. Oh yeah, there it is. Duh. Okay, I-22. Apparently my brain cells went to sleep already. Anyways, okay. I-22 is our winning number for this third game. Blackout consolation, $100. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Thank you all for playing along tonight with us. Whenever I'm walking around town, people will go, I had just one number and waiting and you didn't call it. So I imagine there's quite a few out there going, one number away, just about, so close, so far away. And even on those jackpots. It's kind of impressive that the number's not called when you're only waiting on that one number.
How do I take part? So they would send it to. Yeah.
Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed. And that'll wrap it up for tonight. Our winner on the Blackout Constellation was Debbie Arnott-Sasinski of Brandon, purchasing the winning card at the Brandon Superstore Lottery Kiosk. Okay, our winners, recapping. Bonanza Constellation was won by Val Lee Batillier and Lori Back. Our Big X was won by Horich Oman. And our Blackout Constellation by Debbie Arnott-Sasinski. Congratulations to all our winners. And everyone, take care. Have a great week. See you next Wednesday.